this is as far as the Congress protests that have broken out pan-India. We're now understanding Congress protests in Bangalore, in fact, have turned violent. One car has been set on fire. All of this in the backdrop of Sonia Gandhi being summoned by the Enforcement Directorate in connection of the National Herald case, a repetition of what we had seen when Rahul Gandhi had also appeared before the Enforcement Directorate, and we actually saw the protest continued for all the days that he came to the ED office to answer their questions, and now we are seeing the same when Sonia Gandhi is also appearing before the Enforcement Directorate. The Congress has been saying that this is just vendetta politics, this is just sheer harassment. There is no real proof as far as what the ED is working with. But the BJP is questioning the fact that if the Gandhis have nothing to hide, then why are they just not appearing for routine questioning, and why are we seeing these kind of protests break across India? Because it's not just political anymore, it's also resulting in a lot of inconvenience to common people on the ground. And as we were getting you visuals earlier from the national capital to Guwahati, and now protesters setting a car on fire in Bengaluru, and I believe this is in front of the ED office in Bengaluru. My colleague Harish Upadhyay now joining us with more details. Harish, this is unacceptable. There is no other way of putting it. This is routine questioning. Rather than just appearing for that questioning calmly, we're seeing protests break out. Can you talk to us about what's happened in Bangalore?
Well, the initial reports now coming in suggest that the Karnataka Youth Congress workers have set a car ablaze right in front of the Enforcement Directorate office in Bengaluru. And this is a busy junction. This also is a transit hub. This has the Shantinagar transit center, the BMTC bus shelter over there. And it caused a lot of inconvenience over there. Remember, the Congress has been given permission to protest at Freedom Park. They want to take out a march towards the Raj Bhavan. Even as that is on, another set of protesters have landed up outside the ED office, and they carried out this particular act. And we understand that 6 people have been detained immediately by the police for this. Has to be seen if this was a car that was brought by the Congress to stage this protest, or if it belongs to someone else that was set ablaze. That is yet to come out. That information perhaps in the next couple of hours that will be out. But definitely, as you rightly mentioned, when they've been given permission, when there is an investigation happening, and we've seen protests happening in a very peaceful manner at multiple places in the city, in the country, was this required is the question.
So Harish, as you're pointing out, what we're seeing on our screens where that car has been set on fire, that has taken place in front of the ED office. Is that the only area in Bengaluru which is currently seeing protests?
Well, there is a protest that's on at Freedom Park that's being attended by D.K. Shivakumar Siddaramaiah and various other Congress leaders. And that is where maximum deployment of security had happened. Not much in front of the Enforcement Directorate office, because the plan that the Congress had submitted to the Bangalore police was to march from Freedom Park to the Raj Bhavan. They would have been stalled somewhere in between, not allowed anywhere close to the Raj Bhavan. But even as the Bengaluru police's focus was on that, you had a bunch of Congress, Youth Congress workers landing up at the Enforcement Directorate office and burning a car in front of the Enforcement Directorate office. This is being seen as unacceptable behavior. There was protest, permission was given for that, but to go elsewhere and carry out this act and inconvenience public who are there, it's a busy stretch of the road and it sees a lot of traffic. And as you can see in the visual, that entire lane has now been blocked.
Harish, I apologize for interrupting. We also have BJP's S. Prakash now joining us on the broadcast. Sir, how do you react to what we are seeing on our screens, a car that has been set on fire as mark of protest by Congress workers?
See, this is vandalism. It is not protest. The president of the Youth Congress himself is a Gunda. He is facing several cases of assault case. And this is very unfortunate. Some private vehicle is burnt just to prove their point of view. A peaceful protest is welcome in democracy, but this kind of Gundaism is not acceptable. The police should use heavy hand and book all these people in a stringent possible law.
So the Congress has been saying that this is a witch hunt as far as the central government is concerned, where today agencies are being misused. This is just political vendetta. There's no real case here.
No, if it is political vendetta, the courts are there to decide whether it is right or wrong. Who are these people to decide which is dissenting or political vendetta and indulge in violence? Is that the Congress culture? Is it they claim to be the Mahatma Gandhi, party of Mahatma Gandhi? Is that the ideology of Mahatma Gandhi? Burning cars and protesting in a violent manner. It is very, very unfortunate. These lumpen elements must be taken into custody and punished severely.
I also want to understand, how do you respond to this now becoming a pattern? First, we saw this when Rahul Gandhi was summoned. For days together, we saw protests. Now we're seeing a similar picture when Sonia Gandhi has been summoned as well. Why do you think the Congress is making this as a pattern which was essentially just routine questioning?
They are celebrating the corruption and they believe by hitting the street.
Sir, I just apologize for interrupting. Just stay on with us. We are now getting some other updates also now coming in.